Right, Concert Manager. Right, money tickets and just the total tickets. So the value of the tickets and the total of the tickets. If you've got a total of 9,000 tickets, let's say X plus Y, and a total of 9,000 tickets. If the value of them is 440,000, so the total value is that, you've worked the price in. So again, work the price into this. So $40 for the X tickets there, and $60 for the Y tickets. There you go. Those are your two equations. Now, you could do substitution. I think somebody mentioned in class, you could do X equals 9,000 minus Y and plug it in there, okay? Or I like to just multiply this by negative 40 and get this. Right, so this multiplied by negative 40 is negative 40X, negative 40Y. What's that? Negative 360. Is that what we get? Okay. So that's why we did that. They've cancelled. So 20Y equals, what is that, 80,000? So divide by 20, Y equals 4,000, okay? So it's 4,000 of those tickets, so it must be 5,000 of those tickets, okay? To make the total of 9,000 tickets. There you go. Not too bad. Right, let's take a look at this next one. Let's get some space going. Right, now what this is finding the equation of the line given 2 points. So you're going to have to be doing this. You're going to have to find the slope. That's what it is. Instead of me just giving you a couple of points and you stick it into here, I've put it in some sort of application problem. And then you'll probably use y equals mx plus b, or remember, y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So that's what you're going to be doing with this question, okay? So, first of all, here we go. That's the price. That's the amount. So this is the y value. Usually price is on the y and the amount is usually on the x, okay? So what we've got is this. So you can think of this as y1 and x1, and this here as y2, and this is x2. All right, so here we go. So y2, how many do we have? What's the price? Okay, here we go. y2 is $6.55. The difference in the price over the amount, all right? The amount of actually sandwiches. Minus 8.25 all over, right, which is x2. x2 is 195. And x1 is 110. Okay, so again, it's like saying the price over the amount that you've made. Okay, it's like the average rate of change. Okay, so what is this going to be? I need to use my calculator. I can do the denominator. What's that? 85. Right, 655. Calculator. 655 minus 825 equals, right, negative 1.7 divided by 85. 1.7 divided by 85. Right, equals negative 0.02. In other words, looks like it's going down by 2 cents for every sandwich. That's what that means, but anyway, we're not asking for that. That is the slope. Okay, that is the slope. Right, so that is m. Let's get rid of everything here. That's what m equals. That's my slope. Now again, I'm going to plug it into one of these two. Your choice, okay? So, I don't know what people are using most of, really. I suppose maybe I'll just put it into there. And use one of these points. Maybe I'll just use this one here, for the x and y. I'll just use that 1 point. You only need to use 1 point. So, here we go. When y is $8.25, and the slope is that, and the x is 110 plus b. Again, I've just used this for the x, the y, and the slope. And I'm just using the 1 point of 825 for y and 110 for x. Okay, so 825 equals, right, what's negative 0.02 times 110? That is negative 2.2. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do, we are going to add 2.2 to both sides. So what's that? 10.45 is b. So finally, here is our equation. Well, actually, we should have used the letters P and Q. I used X and Y. So what was it? Remember, P was the price. That's the Y. That's the Y, and that's the X. So I'll put these like letters in properly now. So if that's the y-intercept, the slope is, now don't forget, Q is the x value. The slope is negative 0.02, and there's your y. So that is the final answer. It's like y equals mx plus b. I've put the correct letters in back there, that's all. Okay? So that would be the formula, that would be the answer. Right, here's that bike question we did in class. Right, okay, so it's already given us the costs of the fixed and the variable. It's right there. There's the fixed, there's the variable. Okay, if this is the price of the bike, remember revenue is price times by the amount of bikes sold. Okay, so here we go. The revenue equation is the price, which is 500 minus 20x times by x, which is 500x minus 20x squared. There you go. That's the revenue equation. Now, the break-even point is when costs equals revenue. Okay? When costs equal revenue. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to put everything onto this side. I'm going to add a 20. So here we go. I'm going to rearrange everything, want everything equal to 0. So I will have 20x squared. Of course, I'm going to add that to both sides. If I take away the 500x, take away the 500x, I'll have negative 320x, and I've still got the 560 as well, okay? 560. Right there. So, right, there's my equation. If you want to, you can plug that into the quadratic equation formula. But I can see that everything will divide by 20. If I do, it's x squared minus, what's that? What's that divided by 20? Is that 16? The next one divided by 20, I think we said was 28. Now again, numbers a little bit easier. You can use the formula again, but this will factor into this. Two numbers, 28 when you multiply, negative 16 when you add, is that. So the break-even points are at x equals 2 and x equals 14. Okay? So I'm going to go back up here. And if I have to do everything, remember, when x equals 2, let's have a look. What shall I put? What x equals 2? I'll put it into here. I'll put it into this here. 180 times 2 is 360 plus 560. What's that? 920. So again, that would be the cost. If I make 2 bikes, it will cost $920. Okay. The other one is 14. I can't do that in my head. I've got to put 14 in here. So 180 times 14. 180 times 14 equals plus 560 equals 3080. Okay. Those are the break-even points. I produce 2 bikes at 920 or 14 bikes at 3080. Okay, so that's the break-even point. Right, let's look at the profit function. Remember, profit is just revenue minus cost. Profit is revenue minus costs. So what was our revenue up here? What was it? Remember, it was 500x minus 20x squared. That was our revenue. Take away the costs, which was 180x plus 560. Okay, it's right there. Right, so let's do this. Okay, we can have negative 20x squared. 500x take away 180x is positive 320x. And then think about this as negative 560. So that is the profit function right there. That's it. Okay. Now, the level of sales that maximizes profit is you doing negative b over 2a. So remember, a is negative 20, b is 320. So negative b over 2 lots of a is 320 over 40. Is that right? Is that going to give me 80? Or 8? Oh, no, 8. 8, yeah. 320 is 8, okay? So that's the level of sales that maximizes profit, selling 8. Now, finding the maximum profit is plugging that back into the equation, all right? That's a pain in the butt. Okay, so here we go. Take me time now. Right, 8 squared. That's 64 times 20 negative equals, right, that's negative 82, okay. 320 times 8, 320 times 8 equals, that's 2560, then minus 560. Okay, minus 560 equals 1, 2, is that 720? That's what we're in class. Okay, so there you go. Level failed, find them, so that's the maximum profit when we sell 8 bikes, all right? Just eat negative B over 2A from part C. Finally, what should be the price to actually manufacture, to maximise profit? What should the price be? Well, what we're looking at here is that we need to do 8 bikes. So I'm going to put 8 bikes back into the price. All right, there's the price. So what it's saying is, what's the price when I manufacture 8 bikes? Well, that's 500. What's 20 times 8? 160. So that is $340. Okay, for part E. And there you go.